Hi my sewing lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Johanna. Today on the channel I will be showing you how to draft and sew this beautiful satin shirt. It's very easy, very straightforward. If it's something you like to learn, please keep on watching. And also if you want to learn how to make this matching pant, the silk pant, I have it on my channel. I will link it up on the comment section or on the description box. Do have a beautiful day and let's get to it. So the first thing I would do is to draw a perpendicular line, that is my shoulder line and my center back line. So I'll be starting by drafting the back pattern at the back of the shirt. Then I'll be marking shoulder to bust, which is 10.5. Then I'll mark the length of the shirt. The length of the shirt I'll be using is 20.5. But if you want it very cropped, you can use 18 or 17 inches. That is your waist line. Then I would square my lines out, so make sure that your lines are straight. Perfect. Then I would divide my shoulder measurement by 2, and I would also add 1 inch because I want it to be loose. It's a loose shirt, so I use 8 inches instead of 7 inches. Next, I would mark my shoulder slope, which is 1 inch. Then I would mark my neck width and my neck depth. So my neck depth is 2 and my neck width is 3 inches. Then I marked my shoulder slope. Then I'll connect my neck to give a round shape. So that is the neck shape I'm going for. A round neckline. Next, I'll be marking shoulder to armhole line, which is 7.5, and to get it you divide your bust by 6 plus 1.5. then you mark it from the shoulder slope to where your measurement is. So whatever your measurement is, you're going to mark it. Next, I'll be dividing my bust by 4. So for this top, I want it to be loose, as I mentioned before, so I would not be using my bust measurement, which is 34. I'll be using 40 inches, and I would also add 1 inch for seam allowance. Then I'll connect with a armhole. So this is the chest line, and this is the bust line and the top length. Whatever you marked on your chest line, you would also mark on the top length, because it's a boxy shirt, so it doesn't have any shape, it's just box. So that is it for the back pattern. Very easy, guys. Can you see that? So if you want to add your hem allowance, you can. If your hem allowance is part of your top length, that is fine. Then what you're going to do next is to add your seam allowance. I'm going to add my seam allowance on the neck, shoulder and armhole. Next, we're going to draft our shirt front, and the first thing I did was to draw my perpendicular line, that is my shoulder and my center front line. Then I'll be marking 2.5 inches from my center front line, which is going to be my button stand. Then I'll rule that all the way from the top to the bottom. Then I would place all my measurement like I did at the front. That is my chest line, my bust line and my top length. Then I would mark my shoulder divided by 2 and I would score it out. Next, from that button stand, not exactly from the center front, from the button stand, I would mark 10 inches and I'd add 1 inch for the seam allowance. So now we have gotten the shape of our top, and I'll be marking my neck width and neck depth, which is 3 by 3 inches. Then I would mark my shoulder slope. Then I'll connect with the ruler my shoulder slope to my neck width. Then I'll look for the midpoint there and I'll mark. Then I'll go out by 0.5 inches. Then I'll use my curve ruler to give a very nice armhole curve. Then I'll add all my seam allowances. So I add my seam allowances on the shoulder, armhole, and my neck line. Then I'll square that neck out to meet the button stand. Now we have our shirt with a button stand. Now I would share my button stand 1 inch and 0.5. That is how I'm going to fold in my button stand, 1 inch and 0.5. So the 0.5 is going to be pressed in, then I would press in my 1 inch. So the 1 inch would be my button stand width. So I would show you how it's going to be on the fabric. So you're going to fold in the 0.5 centimeter in, the 0.5 centimeter in, then the 1 inch in. So that's how it's going to be at the back of the fabric. Then you stitch. Can you see exactly how it's going to be on the fabric? So do not get confused. So now I want to draft my collar. I would measure my back neckline and my front neckline. You write it down, then add it up. So I'm going to draft my collar stand and my collar in one piece. So my collar stand will be 2 inch long. So from that middle line, 2 inch long, then I would square that line. Then my neck measurement, remember what we measured on the neckline? I would place it on that line. Then I would draw the shape of my collar stand. So I will come out by 1 inch from that line I just marked, then draw in a curve shape. Then from that curve shape, I would square up. So my collar would be about 3 inches. So I'm going to square up. And I also went out by 1 inch to give that slant shape of a collar. So that slant shape would be 3 inches long. Perfect. And on my center back, I would mark 1.5 inches. Then from that 3 inches, I will connect it to that 1.5 inch. Next, I would be drafting my sleeve, and from the top line I would mark 4 inches, and that would be my cap height. Then I would mark the sleeve length. My sleeve length will be 10 inches. You can use more or even less for yours, depends on what you want. And I would square those lines out. Then on the second line, I would mark 8 inches. Then I would square it together. Then I would draw my sleeve edge. Very easy, guys. So what you're going to do is to measure around your arm, that is the fullest part of your arm, and that's the measurement you're going to place on the second line. And do not make your sleeve fitted, just make it a square sleeve, because that's the design of this shirt. So you can add seam allowance, M allowance at this point and cut it out. So guys, that is it. You just need to draft your sleeve, your collar, and your 2 front pieces. For the sleeve, I would cut it on fold and I would cut 2 pieces. Then for my collar, I'll cut it on fold and I'll cut 2 pieces. And my front, I would cut it on a grain line. This is my button stand, remember? And I'll cut 2 of this. And for the back, remember, I'll cut it on fold and I'll cut 1 piece. So that is it. So you could use 1 meter or 1.5 meters, and the best fabric to use is satin. You can also use cotton and crepe, yeah, to give you the best result. But if you want to have the result like mine, you have to use something like silk or satin. So watch and learn how I sew this shirt. It's very easy. If you have any question, I'm there in the comment section. Happy sewing.